following video may contain content parents may find unsuitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, it's Hunger again, and we're gonna do some Brawlhalla today. It's been a couple weeks. I didn't do it last week because it was July 4th, and I figured there'd be a lot of people just kind of gone, and plus I had done something different with the Saturday before that, so I decided to go back and do stuff. It was complicated anyway, so so yeah. We're doing. I ended up doing something different last Saturday, and I ended up streaming Dragon Quest on Discord on Sunday. So anyway,
custom.
We're gonna get to a custom game room. It's gonna be great. Did I miss you? No, you've been on stream since then. I definitely don't miss getting my butt kicked. Think I'm some sort of masochist here to amuse you. Alright. Bigu. Bigu Mapu. Bigu Mapu only. Nice Bigu Mapu. Alright. What is that? 759,893. Oh, gosh, I need some new glasses. What the heck? Is it 759,893? That is some hard to read shit. 759 or 789? Okay, 789. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Here, I'll pin your message. How about that? Boom. How about that? Alright. Let's freaking get it. I need to stop making all the numbers look the same. like 5, 8, and 6, like, just constantly mess with me.
Orion.
These fuckers need to differentiate themselves. Alright, here we go. Choosering. Sundrive City. Hell yeah, it's the best level. Alright. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Here I come to filthy casual. Oh, that's terrible. Why have you done this terrible thing? Oh, I should have stayed where I was at. I would have gotten free weapon. My gosh. Zero chill. Absolutely none. So do you just, like, roam the streets looking for strollers that have babies for you to punch? Is that what you do with your days when you're not clobbering people on YouTube? I'm just curious. You seem to really like opponents that can't stand up to you. Dang. My gosh. This man Detainee's running around kicking puppies in his spare time just for funsies. That is absolute garbage. Had that shit. Get off me. Dang. Whew. Hey, Siege is here. Good. I don't have to be alone with detainings anymore. My headcanon is that detaining spends his day just wandering the streets looking for babies to punch. Anything to find an opponent that can't stand up to him. Ah, okay. I see. Yeah, I will pop into the Discord here in a moment. My God. Jeez, punched any more good babies
Player
lately?
2 wins.
God damn. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into the Discord real quick.
Come in, you royal boob!
Alright. There we go, nice powerful content chat.
Royal Boob here. I mean,
Hello.
heyo. So, I found myself feeling oddly nostalgic for the new Adventures of He-Man,
Uh-huh.
given the hype for the Kevin debacle in the making.
Man.
All right.
So, I'm pretty sure this isn't the Mandela effect talking.
Uh-huh.
Because all I wanted to see was the moment where Adam transforms into He-Man in front of his mom and dad,
Uh-huh.
and just the look that was on Randor's face,
Right.
where his jaw just drops,
Yeah.
and he's like, it's like you could knock him over with a feather,
1,
okay?
Right.
It's like the one redeemable part of the entire series, in my opinion. I just wanted to watch it for that.
Uh-huh.
And so, apparently the version they've uploaded to YouTube is edited,
Oh no.
and they cut that look out.
Oh god.
Either that, or I simply have a bad case of Mandela effect.
Huh. Interesting.
Okay, so it's 7, 8, 9. 8, 9, 3.
God.
So, how big of a fan of Taskmaster were you?
I thought Taskmaster is a cool character. Like,
Well, I think if you're a big fan of the character, you might not want to see Black Widow.
no. Is he in there?
Taskmaster is in the movie, yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's a guy that gives, like, Spider-Man trouble, so, like, he should be somebody Black Widow could just mop the floor with. Yeah.
Yeah, mind your pronouns, though.
Oh, they're gonna turn her into a she? Turn him into a she? Yeah.
Of course.
Gross.
And
how does
the,
that work? He's like a Grim Reaper looking dude with a skull for a face. Talk about an unattractive looking chick.
well... Do you want like full spoilers for the movie?
No. Of course I don't.
Okay. Alright, well,
Yeah. Stop gender swapping my heroes, though.
I wish they stopped gender swapping and race swapping, but, you know.
Right, yeah, that too, but it's annoying.
Anyways, in the first Avengers movie, when Loki is being interrogated by Black Widow, he mentions something from her past, someone that she killed, or she thinks she killed, as part of the red in her ledger, and basically that character turns out to be Taskmaster.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I kind of like the creative. I mean, I didn't see the movie because I have no intention of seeing any movie that has just flagrant man bashing in all the marketing and interviews and paid Rotten Tomatoes reviews in it. You know, Captain Marvel got a free pass, but you know that one was so mediocre and boring and disappointing that I wasn't going to do that again.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to skip Eternals, and I might be carless by the time Shang-Chi comes around.
Huh.
So it'll be a miracle if I get to see Spider-Man.
Yeah. Interesting. Alright.
And I forgot what my point was going to be before I went off on that tangent.
Yeah.
Oh, I did like how they creatively, you know, did the whole, oh, that person you thought you killed is actually alive thing, and they did that twist to make that character Taskmaster. It works for what they were going with, but it's a complete bastardization of the character.
Right.
It's a slap in the face to all the fans of the character. It's just a very unwise overall move in the grand scheme of things.
The whole thing about Taskmaster that makes him so difficult to deal with is that he has an ability that lets him learn various skills after seeing them done just once.
Yeah,
So-
remember when I said that the trailers seemed to hint that the photographic or whatever memory was going to be tech-based? I was right.
Gross.
It's exactly like the predictive programming thing that was in the Iron Man suit when when Cap and Iron Man were fighting in the end of Civil War.
Yeah.
Although maybe not quite as advanced, because this is, well,
I don't know.
actually it takes place between Civil War and Infinity War, so
Gross.
it could have been stolen tech, Stark tech, or similar, or whatever. But yeah.
Or Stark could have stolen it and they put it and incorporated it into his Iron Man suit after improvements. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I'm sure he would probably rewrite source code from scratch so that he wouldn't get in legal trouble. Because there's been instances where programs have been, I think, if I remember
if he's
correctly,
just using it for his personal use, then there's no legal trouble to get into.
oh yeah, you're right. But I was just thinking of something that happened in gaming when Silicon Knights was having trouble putting together their failed Epic 2 Human. They, if I remember correctly, I think they tried to sue. Oh crap! What was it? Was it Epic who made the Unreal Engine? Good God, I'm tired. But for one, they tried to sue Epic or whoever made the Unreal Engine that they were working on, saying that it made it too difficult, they weren't giving good tech support and all that stuff. But then they got countersued, and it turned out that they were putting together the game using Unreal Engine, but they tried modifying it, and in that violated the TOS for using Unreal Engine.
How funny.
So the the judge basically put Silicon Knights out of business. They said, okay, all these games you've published recently, whether or not, I don't think it even had anything to do with the fact that they used Unreal Engine or not. It was just super punitive. They had X-Men Legends, one other game, and of course 2 Human ripped off of store shelves, and then they had to pay a massive amount of money to Epic, and
the thing is,
company went belly up.
The thing is that a judge really wouldn't have the authority to do that unless it was in their contract. So if they signed a contract or agreed to terms of service to use the Unreal Engine, and that was in the contract where any games that they made with it would be expunged like that if they violated it, then yeah, they fucking deserved it. You know?
Yeah, I'm really fuzzy on the details. I mean, I may have a different situation in mind, and it's a different developer and different games, but basically, they found the source code of Unreal Engine still in the programs or the games that they were making, and they had claimed that
Player 3 wins.
it was because of them having to rewrite their own game engine from scratch after struggling with Unreal Engine. That, I guess they poured over the source code and say, hey, you're still using Unreal Engine. This lawsuit's BS. So I guess they just went after them with extreme prejudice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Orion.
Yeah. Before you go off and sue somebody who you have a contract with or who you've agreed to a TOS with, you need to read those TOS. And anybody who they tried to lawyer up with should have told them that. So it's kind of shitty. It's kind of a shitty blot on their lawyers that their lawyers didn't tell them to read the terms of service, or that their lawyers didn't read it for them and tell them, hey, you don't have a case here.
1, brawl.
Yeah.
Right.
Because a lawyer's job is not necessarily just to blindly see to the whims of his clients. A lawyer is supposed to advise their clients, even if that advice runs counter to what the client wants in the first place. So a lawyer might advise their client to take a plea bargain in a criminal case, for example, or to abstain from suing. For example, Coolio's lawyers, when Weird Al did Amish Paradise, advised him not to sue Weird Al Yankovic because Weird Al's lawyers would claim it was parody, and ultimately Coolio wouldn't get anything out of it. Because it's a fair use.
Right.
So
But weren't you saying that he actually went to Coolio and all these other people to ask permission?
Weird Al usually asks permission from every artist that he parodies just to keep himself out of any legal trouble. He didn't do that for his first couple songs, obviously, because he didn't have those connections in the music industry, but he does now, and so he tries to get everybody's permission so he doesn't step on any toes and hurt anybody, because artists get very sensitive about their music. So,
right.
Weird Al set up a lunch date with, where him and his people went to lunch with Coolio and his people, and he asked about doing a parody of Gangster's Paradise, and he outlined what he wanted to do with the parody. And Coolio told him to fuck himself, basically, and said no. I don't know if it was super vulgar or violent or anything, but he basically said no. I don't think that song deserves to be done like that. So anyway, that was awesome. I hate this stage. Anyway, so later on, Weird Al's publishing company says, hey, our people talked to Coolio's people, and they said they talked to Coolio and said it was all right. So you can go ahead and make the parody. And, so basically, he got some second or third hand information that said that Coolio had thought about it and was cool with it now. And so he went ahead and did the song, and then Coolio, who was obviously not Coolio with it, came back and was very vocal about his displeasure with the parody, but but he said that his lawyers told him there wasn't anything that he could do about it. So, and as to whether or not that it was because it was fair use, or whether it was because the publishing company who controlled the rights to his music gave their permission. It was, like I'm not sure which thing his lawyers were advising him about. That's kind of his thing. But in either case, he was told by his lawyers that pursuing civil action would be a stupid idea.
I kind of feel sorry for Al because he was probably scared of getting capped there for a couple years over it.
I don't know.
I'm sorry to play into a stereotype, but that's the image that those rap artists tend to portray.
Well, but I don't know if I do feel like Al probably didn't know that Coolio wasn't cool with it. Like, I feel like he wouldn't have done it if he thought that Coolio was still not okay with it. But anyway, I don't know.
He got
what
a
all
frosty
was said.
reception that he wasn't aware of.
Yeah, I don't know what all was said behind closed doors and everything, but
Player 3 wins.
GG to Tatings.
yeah, again. Anyway. But yeah, so but like I said, it's what I was getting at is it's a lawyer's job to not let their clients waste money frivolously in a lawsuit. But there are a lot of unscrupulous lawyers out there who don't care
Orion.
if the lawsuit is frivolous or not, as long as they get paid.
Right, because
So-
scruples is a communicable disease among their like.
Right, but the thing is, the black sinister wolf high. The thing is, a lawyer can actually be disbarred for doing that type of thing too frequently. So,
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, just ask Jack
ball.
Thompson.
so if a lawyer brings too many frivolous actions before the court, they can lose their license to practice law. Hence, what happened to Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, in light of the
He brought over 60 cases with no evidence before federal judges. Like, he lost his license to practice law over it. Like in just a few months' time, he brought 60 plus cases before federal judges where he had not a shred of evidence to back up anything he said.
60 different judges.
60-something different judges, many of them Republicans. Because the Republicans have been working their hardest to pack the judicial branch of the government with their own kind.
And turnabout's fair play, with the pedophile in chief trying to do the exact same.
But it's not, though. When Trump got into office, do you know how many judges he appointed? There were hundreds of them. Hundreds of appointments that the Republicans had systematically blocked Obama from performing during his 8 years in office. There's part of the president's job appointing federal judges, and yet the Republicans refused to allow him to appoint even the lowest level judges during his term, just so they could hog all those appointments for themselves. Because they had a commanding majority in the Senate and House, and were able to block appointments as they saw fit. When Barack Obama tried to nominate Merrick Garland to the Supreme Court 9 months before the election was scheduled to start that year, Mitch McConnell and the Republicans blocked the appointment, saying, "Oh no, the people deserve to have a voice in who gets appointed to the Supreme Court. Let's do it after the election." And yet,
No, we don't.
And yet, when Donald Trump was about at the end of his last term, and a seat came open, they were filling that seat while people were already voting. So. They only care about
Dominating.
preserving that sort of integrity when it benefits them. And I know that Democrats have done similar stuff, but it's something where, if you don't want to sound like a hypocrite after the fact, then don't claim that you're doing something noble You know, just say, hey, we just do what everybody else is doing. Which, you know.
Well, I've made it clear that I have a general distaste for both parties.
I have I have much more than a general distaste for both parties, trust me. Like,
well, I'm putting it mildly because I don't want to raise my
hypocrisy.
blood pressure.
Yeah, it's a hypocrisy that both parties enjoy, not just one or the other. It's just that the Republicans have been enjoying it more freely over these past few years because of their position. I'm not saying that if Democrats gain a vast majority in all sectors of government that they wouldn't do the exact same shit. And that could be coming up sooner than we think. Anyway, I don't want to spend the whole stream talking about politics. You
kind of stumbled into it, and I've been trying
to
be as non-committal as possible.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I just took my blood pressure pill. I don't want to negate it.
Right. But yeah, like I said, I was trying to talk about lawyers, and we got off track anyway. But,
it's cool.
But yeah, because it's funny. It's really funny because, you know, most people think of lawyers as being like really scummy. Oh, don't trust a lawyer. You know, don't trust a lawyer. They're rats. They're snakes. They like, people come up with all these euphemisms to refer to lawyers. Oh, they're like sharks in the water when they smell blood. You know.
What do you call 500 dead lawyers? A good start.
Yeah. So people come up with all this stuff about lawyers and why we should hate them and not trust them, and yet we keep electing them to public office. Like, so many of these people have been through law school. It's not even funny. So it's
I do think it was one of our former dead presidents that said that our laws should not be so litanious, long, verbose, and et cetera, that the common people cannot read or understand them, or
and
focus or operate in society without inadvertently breaking them. And yet, that's the exact situation we're in. There's so many laws that you have to have someone whose profession it is to understand how the laws work.
And and that's been a thing with lawyers since Britain. Like, it's something we inherited from the UK, where lawyers purposely made laws and whatnot to where only other lawyers would be able to interpret them, so that they would safeguard their profession. They didn't want smart people being able to defend themselves in court, or smart people being able to do other things that a lawyer does for them. So they purposely made it to where even a smart person wouldn't be able to do it, to do that type of thing, because they didn't have a lawyer's education. You know, so it safeguards the law as a profession, and it safeguards the law schools as well. So
it's a racket.
It's something that's drilled in.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Ugly Aldi is here. Let's see. Does Dork Knight sound like a cool username for Brawlhalla? If you think that sounds cool, that's cool. You know, does Brawlhalla even let you put all the flourishes and weird text in there? Anyway. I don't know, is that supposed to say dork? I guess he didn't want to do a non-2v2 battle.
Lose someone?
Yeah. He was saying 2v2 plus, you know. So I mean, I just started the stream. Yeah, like, I guess he didn't want to do a non-2v2.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Oh, jeez. I don't know about doing a 2v2. I think a 3v detainings would be probably a better idea. But anyway.
Sorry, I accidentally called you earlier. Hope I didn't interrupt a nap.
I was reading.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I've been trying to
Still get
power through my light novels recently, so
dude, or light novels, and you don't want to power through them. You want to take them easy.
I don't know. Light novel is a term that really only applies to the Japanese version of the novel. It means that it's written in easier to understand characters. So that it's less formal and stuffy and easier to read.
Oh, I thought it meant like a novella or short story.
No. No.
Okay.
Now they're written in easier to understand characters that are because there's like 3 different sets of characters in Japanese. It's not just the one. There's like 2 different sets of characters, with kanji being the most difficult to understand, and so sometimes they like light novels are written in the easier to understand of those sets of characters, so that people can don't have to get a dictionary out to read it. You know?
So you're learning to read Japanese?
No. They translate light novels to English all the time. They just keep the name light novel on them. But like I said, it's something that the term light novel is something that comes from the original Japanese version of the book before it's translated. It doesn't necessarily mean much to the American audience, except that light novels usually have anime-style illustrations in them.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, there's a couple.
Calling them light novels has become a good way for people to identify the novel's source material that has both anime-style illustrations and Japanese source material. So,
gotcha.
Hi,
There's a couple of short stories I've been meaning to pick up off of Amazon. I've collected all of the available physical books in Eric Van Lustbader's Ninja Cycle series, also known as the Nicholas Lanier series. And turns out that a few years ago he did a couple of short stories that are exclusively downloaded through Amazon Kindle books to promote the fact that the rest of his books are also digitally downloadable through Kindle. And they're pretty cheap and they're pretty short. Of course, I'm the maniac who would probably buy them and try and find a way to print them on paper and bind them and put them on my shelf anyway.
Yep.
Which would probably be a form of copyright infringement, but
well, here's the thing. Copyright infringement only applies if you're distributing it. It does not apply to things done for personal use. Like, so for example, if you download a ROM off of a website, and you're not doing it like through BitTorrent or something where you're also sharing it, you're not committing copyright infringement. The person who put it there for you to download is. Because copyrights is literally the right to copy something and distribute it. Or the right to distribute copies of things.
I think that might be more of a case-by-case basis because a lot of the FBI anti-piracy warnings I see says that even infringement without monetary gain is punishable.
Because people will put stuff out there for other people without charging them for it, like BitTorrent or things like that. So it doesn't matter that they're not making money off of it, they're still committing copyright infringement and it's still punishable.
Right.
That's what they mean. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that if you make a copy of something yourself that you're committing any sort of crime. You know, if you buy a CD, you can make as many copies of that CD as you deem appropriate, as long as you don't ever distribute them, as long as they stay your CDs.
Right.
You know, it's something.
I did, however, watch an interview or something on like 60 Minutes, 2020, something like that, years ago. And the way this guy from the RIAA was talking, and the lawyer or the interviewer basically stated that, okay, from what you're saying is you want to make it illegal for someone, you want it to be punishable by law for someone to buy a CD and then copy those tracks from your CD to your PC and or your MP3 player.
Right.
You want them to have to buy the same track or album 3 times in order to do that. And they said yes.
Yes, they want that to happen because they represent the interests of the music industry, but that's not the case.
Right.
You know, because they realize that they're losing all this money by letting people have the ability to copy things to multiple devices, and they want to control that. You know, but that's not how copyright works. There's a thing in copyright called the first sale doctrine, which means that after you buy something, you're free to do with it as you please, including reselling it. You know?
And everybody with CEO or CFO on their title pretty much hates that concept.
Right.
Because they want everything to be a constant stream of revenue from birth to death.
Right. But, you know, copyright was made with the enhancement of the arts and culture in mind. It's not made to detriment the spread of art and culture. So when somebody is doing something with copyright law in a way that is a detriment to art and culture, it should cause the government to re-examine those laws and to amend them. So if the DMCA is being used by abusive companies to stop people from parodying or making commentary about their works, then or if YouTube has created a system that circumvents the DMCA and allows people to do that same thing, to steal money from creators who are making fair uses out of works, then it should be up to the government to step in and say, hey, this is behavior that we can't allow because it's negatively impacting the progression of art and culture.
Yep.
Because that is what copyright is meant to protect. So,
it's kind of funny. This brings me back to my favorite Aerosmith song, Eat the Rich. Now, you would think that they wrote this song and performed it and put it in their album because they were, just starting out and they were getting ripped off by, vendors, or not vendors. They're getting ripped off by gigs and so forth. Not getting paid and all that stuff. You think they're starving artists. But then you look at the date of the album, Get a Grip, that it starts out on, and they had not only been successful, they went through a big slump and then had a huge 1980s revival that kept going on to the early 2000s with Just Push Play. So they're in the middle of that revival at that point, and you come to find out that that was aimed at the freaking record executives.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who are the biggest crooks in the music industry. So when the late 90s happened and Napster brought about the DMCA, and of course I had all their albums by this time, and of course I was using Napster to discover music I couldn't afford to go to the stores and listen to, or hated the radio and all that. And of course I'm not going to deny I downloaded my fair share of illegal music and so forth.
Yeah,
but
you don't have to worry about hiding it. That has a 3-year statute of limitations.
Yeah. Well, don't want to make it sound like my poop doesn't stink.
Yeah.
But anyways, I stumbled across a mislabeled Aerosmith track, and I downloaded it because I thought maybe it was a rare track that I hadn't found on a single CD or anything, because I was tracking those down too. And I was like, oh, this is the Aerosmith song I'm not aware of. I want to find it and get a copy of it. And it was supposed to have been the first track from Just Push Play, but then it cuts out with a beep, and Steven Tyler himself is chastising you for downloading the pirated song.
Oh, how funny.
The irony.
Yeah.
because you just know that they were practically forced at gunpoint to release that recording
Right.
and put it on Napster, or maybe it was a copy protection thing that happened if you tried to put that CD in the PC. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, the funny
Madonna
thing
and
is,
Cher did that too.
the funny thing is that if an official source puts it on Napster or BitTorrent, then they are basically consenting to
Player
having it
3
distributed.
wins.
Well, there's
For example-
something called plausible deniability.
Right, but the thing is, if they put that track there with the message
Orion.
from Steve Tyler on it, then they can't gripe about anybody illegally downloading it. There was actually a legal case recently where a company called, I think it was Malibu Media, was making porn videos and posting them on BitTorrent themselves, and then suing people for downloading them. And they finally, because they were running their own law firm on the side that was suing these people, and basically
I think I remember hearing about this.
yeah, basically the whole thing came out, and they went to prison.
Oh, the people who were putting people
Yeah.
in prison or in debt for downloading the stuff they released.
Yeah, it's mostly debt. They were basically because the thing is there were never criminal charges over any of it because it was all civil, and they really never took anything to trial. They just settled. Because that's how these types of shakedowns work. Because they don't want to get to discovery where it could be found out that their case is completely pointless and that they have no actual proof that anybody did anything. What they want is for somebody to just give them some money to make it go away. So anytime it looks like somebody's going to lawyer up and fight them, they back off and dismiss the case. They're like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and and dismiss the case on our end, but we reserve the right to file it again if we decide to.
What a
And
crock.
judges have started to get wise to this type of tactic, but back when they first started doing it, it's something that judges weren't really savvy about, and so judges weren't aware that the court systems were basically being used as ATMs by these people. So now judges are much more savvy to these types of shakedown operations and don't let these companies get their way quite as often. There's been some scathing legal opinions coming out recently from various judges, basically calling some of these companies what they are: copyright trolls, and basically saying that their claims are all frivolous.
Reminded of an early episode of Justice League where Green Lantern is put on trial and Flash tries to represent him as a lawyer, and they say, you do realize that if you lose the case, you share the punishment with him. What? That's not fair. That's the way it is here. That's how we fixed our lawyer problem.
Jeez. Wow. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, there are cases where lawyers, in some cases, have to cough up some sort of restitution along with their clients, particularly in cases where the lawyer has committed some sort of faux pas as far as the way they're representing the client. So, because there have been cases where lawyers were ordered to pay percentages of damages in cases and things like that because they had misrepresented their client's intentions or had otherwise, harmed their client or the other party. Because lawyers being fined or penalized is not very it's a lot less uncommon now than it used to be. Because, like I said, judges are starting to get wise to this sort of abusive behavior in the legal
Player
system.
3 wins.
GG detainings. Random gamers, what's up? Alright. Guess we're still picking people out here.
Vector Knight. Nice.
Volkov.
His is the best DLC on Shovel Knight Treasure Trove.
It's like the primitive version of Vector Man.
Huh?
Vector Knight, Vector Man. Come on.
No, it's Spectre,
Okay.
as in ghost.
Oh. See,
Was
that's
I roboting?
It might have been. I don't know.
Brawl.
Sounded like you said Vector Knight. Anyway.
Yeah, I'd love to see them do a first-person shooter Vector Man reboot.
I don't know.
In the PS2 era, Sega was trying to do a reboot of some sort for Vector Man,
Yeah.
but and a couple of others, and they started off with Altered Beast, which is a solid idea, but the game was so mediocre that it sold so poorly in Europe that they never bothered to bring it out here.
Yeah.
And
Altered
there's-
Beast, you know, I really do have a lot of nostalgia for that game. It's a pretty freaking cool game. The original arcade version is sadly one that an emulator is never going to fully be able to capture.
It's been a bonus unlockable in at least one of the Sega compilations.
Right, the original, like, what I'm talking about is there was an arcade version that had, like, holographic shit going on. Like,
Oh, the 3D effect?
yeah, like, that's stuff
Yeah,
that you're not
I
going
remember
to
that.
to an emulator.
The
Yeah.
closest you're gonna get is to play it, get the I'm sorry, I've been out and about all day. My tongue is as my mouth is as tired as my rest of my body. The only way to get close to emulating that is to download it on the 3DS.
Right.
Sega did a whole line of 3D revamps of arcade games.
Yeah, I figured the
Or-
3DS might have something like it, but,
or
yeah.
console versions, as is the case for Altered Beast.
Yeah.
So you'll be playing an enhanced port of the console version of Altered Beast, which was the better version overall as far as content goes, and it has the 3D pop out or pop in option as part of its whole package.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the arcade machine for that in action once, and I was like, holy crap. Yeah. It was pretty visually stunning.
Yeah,
you know,
I remember
and
that
some
vividly.
People might call it like gimmicky or whatnot, but like I think it's just innovative, giving somebody an experience in the arcade that a home console can't replicate. That's like the goal of all arcades right now, you know.
Well, it's been like that since the late
For a long
2000s.
time, yeah, like that's the direction arcades have been going in. Is,
It's
you know,
the only way to survive when you've
Yeah.
got consoles that can produce stuff that'll beat
Yeah.
anything an arcade machine can do for any
'cause for a
reasonable
long
amount of
time-
money.
For a long time, you know, even before consoles started being able to keep up with the arcades graphically, you know, arcades have been kind of on the downturn. You know, because like even if a console could only replicate about half the power of what an arcade machine is putting out, you know, back in those days, of course, not now, but like, because like, you know, for example, like World Heroes on the Neo Geo, when the home version came out on the Super Nintendo, it's literally a 16-bit port of a 32-bit game, but you know, people were still just happy to play the home version, even though the arcade version was vastly superior in every way. You know?
Did they ever try using Mode 7 or anything to replicate the zoom-in features that the Geo games had?
I'm not sure. I
Because
do know that the port of World Heroes was particularly bad, and there was a port of World Heroes 2, which I'm assuming was worse because there were even more characters in it. So
done by the same developer?
Same developer and everything, yeah. So it's something where, you know, like, because World Heroes, the original one, was pretty basic in terms of roster, and World Heroes 2 had, I think, like twice that amount of characters. It was pretty impressive. Yeah. But yeah, the original port of that game on the Super NES was kind of laughable compared to the capabilities the arcade machine had at the time.
Man, I shudder to think what the World Heroes Anthology on PS2 goes for now.
Yeah. Well, and like the you get like games like Killer Instinct, for example, like, you know, in the arcade that had like full motion video and all this cool 3D shit, and then they put a port of it on the SNES at 16-bit, and it's like, oh god, you know.
You think that's crazy? They had ports of Battletoads, the arcade game, for Double Dragon, and Killer Instinct 2 on Super NES, nearly completed.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, it's just something where, for a long time, you know, consoles really just couldn't compete with the power of the arcade machines, even if they had the same games. But the video game industry was kind of forced to keep porting stuff because they knew that it would mean money in their pockets that they could use to develop more games. So.
Yep. Now the funny thing is, KI2, you know, they ported it over to the 64 as KI Gold.
Right.
But there's two serious things that people don't tend to realize. One, they claim that they made enhanced versions of the stages using the graphical capabilities of the 64, making them all polygonal and stuff, and using some bitmaps and stuff. But those levels were like FMVs in and of themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Like, basically, the quote-unquote enhancements were just designed to mask the deficiencies that the 64 had in replicating the original graphics.
Right.
Like, so,
and there was no way that they could put... They were trying to hype up the Ultra 64 arcade board as being the exact same board that was going to be in the Nintendo 64.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
So that was a big fat lie. Or maybe they wanted to and found out it was going to be unfeasible.
Right.
But the other thing is, when Killer Instinct Gold was first mentioned in Nintendo Power, they were pitching it as KI, Killer Instinct plus Killer Instinct 2, and there'd be a special mode where you could pit any of the characters from either game against each other.
Yeah, so like kind of like an Ultimate Mortal Kombat type thing where you had like all the characters from both games in there, you know, because like they had removed a couple, I remember, from Killer Instinct.
Cinder.
Killer Instinct 2. Yeah, it's Cinder and what was it, Riptor and DJ Combo or something like that.
No, Combo was in both.
Combo was in both. Yeah, that's right. He had like an eye patch or some shit. Like, anyway, but yeah.
So
like,
yeah,
they'd removed a couple, and they and so that would put the removed characters back in.
So you couldn't have anything remotely like that until the end of near the end of Season 3 in the Killer Instinct reboot.
Yeah.
But thankfully, they did retro costumes for all the characters as DLC bonuses, and you can bet that's the number one reason why I bought the deluxe set for Season 3.
Oh, sudden death.
Sudden death.
The sudden death tiebreaker is here. Oh, don't get hit.
Oh,
don't
and
get
you remember when I was telling you I was playing the PC version, and it felt like they'd...
Detainings, you got beat. What happened?
GG Player 1,
It's a ref Texnix. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, GG.
GG.
Whatever that is, GG.
GG. Did you? All right.
I remember I was telling you once I was playing the PC version before I got an Xbox again, and it seemed like they'd given me the 3 additional characters, the Kilgore,
Yeah.
Shin Hisako, and Eagle for the PC version. Well, for some reason, I mean, I thought that was because I'd bought the Super Deluxe version on the Xbox for all 3 seasons, but the PC version doesn't support Killer Instinct 1 and 2 Classic. Because if you pay for like the most expensive version of each season, or the ultimate combo, or whatever they call it, you get fully online playable emulated versions of KI 1 and 2, complete with all the CG and FMVs, except minus the one in Killer Instinct 1 that's promoting the Nintendo Ultra 64.
Right.
And of course, that's also removed from Orchid Stage.
Right.
So I assumed that they'd just given me those characters just for the PC version because I'd gone all Super Deluxe for the console version. And you get the PC version for free because it was one of their games in the Play Anywhere promotion.
Yeah.
So I load up the Xbox One version the other day, and I find, to my shock, amazement, and gratitude, that I have all those 3 of those bonus characters on the console version too.
Oh, nice.
Because last I'd heard, they were selling those separately. No bundle pack. There was no true Season 4, and they never did a comprehensive training mode for every single character. But yeah, I was pretty stoked.
It's always nice when a company that normally kind of nickels and dimes you comes out and does something generous. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah.
So I feel like I got a pretty fantastic deal at T-Mobile. I went there expecting to pay out like probably $200 out of pocket, but I only had to pay about $90, and that was simply for the protective cases. Or the protective case and the tempered glass screen protector.
Jeez.
Which I would have maybe not waited, or I might have, hunted on eBay for them to get them cheaper, but, that's the kind of stuff that you really don't want to wait around to get. And it's a T-Mobile brand phone, and to give the sales dude all the credit in the world, he was steering me away from spending too much money because he knew I was frugal. I told him, look, this is going to be my first smartphone. I want it to be reasonably cheap. I want it to be reasonably good quality. And, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
So basically, they had this promotion where if you put in, like, it's $40 a month for unlimited, and the first 10 gig is like high speed, which is more than I'll need. If you put in 4 months in advance.
I didn't realize I'd come back down already. Fuck. Oh well. Anyway.
If you put in at least 4 months worth of your prepaying the thing for the service in advance, you get your pick of any of like a dozen phones for free.
Jeez.
Oh, yes!
Oh man. But yeah.
Just in from the CJ Sucks at Telecom department. I didn't know until today that when you put an SD card into a smartphone, it isn't going to increase the amount of space you have for apps. It's only for music, videos, and photos.
Gross.
So
Yeah. See, if there's any problem that I have with my smartphone is that it doesn't have enough memory for my purposes. So I've been actually considering getting a tablet for some of my games. Like, because the thing is, there's two games that I mainly play on my phone, Summer's War and AFK Arena. Both of them are memory hogs. Like, they both take up a ton of space, and anytime either one of them has an update, they're like, hey, want to uninstall this other game? It's like, you know, I think that some of these games feel like that's their way to compete in the mobile game market, is to make it to where you can't have more than just their game on the phone. Like, you know, like, I don't know. It just seems that way to me sometimes. I'm sure that they're just trying to put out the best gaming experience they can, but at the same time, it's like, could you stop hogging up all the memory, please? You know.
well, if you do get a gaming tablet, you should look, or heck, you should probably look into them with what you have now. You should look into Christian Whitehead / Taxman's Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 ports that were done on mobile.
Not really interested. I've got so many. I've bought Sonic 1 so many times.
Player 3 wins.
Like, it's like I'm done. I don't need to
well,
buy it again.
Okay, well, in this case, then Sonic 2, because what he did is he totally made it from scratch, and he redid both of them from scratch, and he had done such a great job. He got Sega's attention, and they let him do the HD console port of Sonic CD. He did so well with that they let him do the next mainline 2D Sonic game. Perhaps you've heard of it, Sonic Mania.
Okay.
The main reason why Sonic 2 is the big highlight is because he had gotten basically every beta version of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that leaked all over the internet, and he restored the Hidden Palace zone that was once thought to be lost for eternity, and was only seen like once on an episode of Nick Arcade.
Yeah.
Because what Nick Arcade would do is they would get like unfinished beta versions of games as showcases, which would be like marketing from Sega, Nintendo, or whoever. And, you know, it'd be like a showcase for what's coming up soon. And so the story is that the build that they had that had the Hidden Palace zone on Nick Arcade got stolen, and it was lost to time. But somehow this guy basically recreated the game, or that level, and I think he might have done a couple of others. And aside from that, he also instituted stuff that was practically like Sonic 3 or Sonic 2 and Knuckles type lock-on bonuses. Even though he was at the time also working on a mobile port of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But he got the job for Sonic Mania before that could become a thing.
But yeah, I remember back when I was trying to get really good at Sonic the Hedgehog, like, you know, because I was playing Sonic 1, like, Sonic 2, I thought it was nice that when it first came out, I was like, oh, that's really cool that you can play two players simultaneous, because I loved that, having a little brother. But now it just feels kind of clunky and gimmicky, you know?
The versus racing was a lot of fun.
Yeah, like, and that was a cool mode idea, but, you know, but like, it's something where something like that would work better now, with like being able to see the full screen and just playing against an opponent on the internet, rather than having a split screen.
Yeah,
split screen really limits your view of things in that game. So
agreed.
You know.
That's why they revisited it with Sonic Rivals and Sonic Rivals 2 on the PSP.
Yeah. So again, I just feel like Sonic 2 had some flaws to it, but Sonic 1 I have always enjoyed playing the heck out of it. And Sonic 3, I really thought did things really well. You know, they had the whole Super Sonic and all that good stuff. So, you know, it just gave you new ways to play. But you know, Sonic 1. The really challenging part isn't just beating all the levels, it's getting the Chaos Emeralds, and
you don't get much for it anyway.
Yeah, well that's the thing, like, you basically, like, you get, like, a different ending for clearing the game after getting all the Chaos Emeralds, but it's, like, a pain in the ass and it's nearly impossible, so...
Yep.
Like...
The best way to do it on the original game is to use the code that brings up the stage select, and start yourself off by playing a special stage, and then win that special stage, so you start off with one Chaos Emerald right off the bat.
Right.
And the 3DS version lets you do that too.
Yeah.
3DS version also gives you the spin dash from Sonic 2.
Nice.
That was the whole reason I ever wanted Sonic Jam on the Saturn.
Nice.
Because that was like the one little tweak they did that made the game that much better.
Right. Well,
I mean, overall, the first Sonic was kind of rough. It really
was kind of
was.
rough, but at the same time, it has that this game is super hard aspect that a lot of those classic NES titles have. You know, because like I never actually beat the original Sonic. Like even without the emeralds, I never actually beat the damn thing. Like, it's just so fucking difficult. Like, you know. But
yeah,
that
baffled me. Yeah, that baffled me at the time because it was one of those big system seller franchises that I couldn't believe how difficult it was for the age range it was being aimed at.
Right. Yeah.
And the amount of cheap death potential in all, well, at least the first two Sonic games. I don't remember a whole lot in Sonic 3 because I didn't play a whole lot of that. But it's like just the amount of cheap deaths and poor enemy placement and poor trap placement and everything. That was the thing that alone was the thing that kept me from switching over to Sega.
Yeah, Sonic drowns almost as fast as Steve does. like, you know, Sonic at least had the air bubbles thing going on as a mechanic. Like, you know, like, seriously, I know there are some people IRL who could hold their breath way longer than fucking Steve can. You know, like Steve drowns fast. Like Minecraft needs to fix their shit. But anyway, I digress. Anyway.
Oh, speaking of fixing Minecraft, my copy turned out to be a coaster.
Well, let me know when you get your Minecraft shit together, because Rude left the server again, so...
Oh, alrighty.
Or left the realm again, I should say. So.
Well, I'm probably going to try out Game Pass very soon.
Oh.
So, I may be there sooner than you think.
Okay, well.
It may be temporary.
Very well.
Kind of funny, I did peruse the Game Pass library according to their website. I'm like, oh, I have that on PlayStation, I have that on PlayStation, I have that on PlayStation, I have that on PlayStation. And those are all, like, Bethesda games. Because Microsoft bought Bethesda. And the funniest thing is, I just picked up a copy of Prey for Xbox or PS4. And it's also a Bethesda game.
Nice.
And I didn't know.
So you just keep unconsciously, subconsciously buying Bethesda games, is that what you're saying?
No, I did consciously buy all the Wolfensteins, Doom Eternal, and even Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition on PlayStation out of spite.
Right. Well, like, sometimes... I find that sometimes I will sort of gravitate towards games and anime and stuff without knowing that they're by the same person. Or you know, like, or the same company, you know?
Ah.
Like, for example, there's this isekai anime called "Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life?" It's about a girl who gets reincarnated, and she asks the god that's reincarnating her after she gets hit by a car, because of course she did. She even
Eat the car.
Yeah, she even made the joke. It's like, yep, it's the out of control isekai runaway truck, or something like that. Like, yeah, but basically, she got hit by a vehicle pushing a kid out of the way, and like, the series has a ton of anime references in it. Like, it's funny because she got killed the same way that Yusuke and Yu Yu Hakusho got killed, and at the end of the anime,
Wayne got smeared.
Yeah, at the end of the anime, she uses a spirit gun.
Oh, that's great.
Like,
nice callback.
But she's getting ready to say ray gun, which is the Japanese name for the attack, and then she changes it to ma gun, being that it's magic. But anyway, but it's still funny, like, because the intent to mimic was definitely there. There's also a bit that she does in one episode where she dresses as Master Roshi. The sunglasses and the turtle shell and the goatee and everything.
That's great.
But anyway, so basically the gist of it is that she asks the god she's in her previous life, she had stood out too much because her abilities were so far above everybody else's. She was like, the elite person at school, and people found her unapproachable and difficult to talk to and everything. So she asks the god of this new world. She's like, can you just make my abilities average? I don't want to be like, basically she's like, I don't want to stand out. Just make me the average for this world, okay?
Player 3 wins.
So the god takes her literally. And he's like, okay, well, you're going to be... So basically he makes her stats an average of the weakest creature in the world and the strongest creature in the world, which is like an elder dragon something or other. So it's like... So basically she ends up way, way above normal humans. But because of the average being dragged upward by like one or two really strong entities, so yeah.
My only question is, was she like supremely talented or strong or something in her previous life, and her life was...
In her previous life, she was like the smart kid at school, and like she was pretty and talented, and like, so she was good at sports, and or decent at sports, and good at her studies and whatnot. But like I said, that made people like not want to warm up to her. So anyway, so she decided that she wanted to live a more average life, so that she could make some friends. But when she said average, they took that super literally, and so she wound up basically half as strong as the strongest thing on the planet, which is pretty significant, So anyway,
for following directions.
yeah. So anyway, so I'd watched that anime, thought it was pretty cool, and then I started reading this light novel called "I Shall Survive Using Potions."
3, 2,
and
1, brawl.
I Shall Survive Using Potions. The protag, basically in that series, the protagonist is accidentally murdered by the entity that oversees her world. Basically, she was just standing there in the middle of the subway, and then her body like explodes into atoms because the god was trying to fix a dimensional distortion that had cropped up on the subway near where she was standing, and so she had just kind of gotten caught in the crossfire. So
what a way to go.
So anyway, so basically he's like feeling really guilty, and he's like, well, I can revive you, but I can't put you back in this world because, you know,
All of your individual atoms went on their own separate vacation.
Well, basically, he he was able to gather up all of her data and put it back together and everything. But basically, he said the world that she lives in is too advanced, so she wouldn't be able to be reincarnated there because it would cause too many problems. Because everybody saw her blow up, basically. So
right.
So because she was in the middle of a crowded subway. So he's like, yeah.
So everybody who saw her explode, did they think it was spontaneous combustion, or they just not go back?
Like there were all these crazy theories going around. Oh, it was a terrorist attack. Like they planted a bomb in her stomach or something. Anyway.
Oh, grief.
So yeah, the news were just going all the crazy conspiracy theories. Anyway, so anyway, the whole so basically he's like, okay, I'm gonna hand you over to a friend of mine and have you reincarnate in the world that she's in charge of, and she gets him to agree to some conditions, And so basically she has him make it to where she can deliver a message to her friends and family that she's being reincarnated in another world and everything. So basically he sets it up to where he can talk to them in their dreams, So she tells her two best friends and her family what's going on, and then and then she's able to go to the other world without regrets. Well, when she starts talking to the person who's in charge of the other world, this person, it's a female, and she's obviously interested in the guy who's overseeing the world that she came from, and so she basically gets this love-struck quasi-goddess to give her some broken superpowers, and gives her some love advice in the form of saying, hey, the guy that oversees my world seems like he's pretty concerned about what's going to happen to me, so you can just provide him with updates on what I'm doing from time to time, So anyway, so basically she gets this ability to make potions that do anything that she wants. And in order to make it to where she can just materialize these potions out of thin air at any time, she can also make any sort of container that she wants to put the potion in. And then she gets a unlimited item storage space. It's like an extra dimension that she can just store crap in and take it out when she wants. So after getting those, she also gets the ability to speak any language in that world. So, oh yeah, and because she was in her late 20s and unmarried when she got reincarnated, she had the goddess turn back the clock and made her 15 again. So that she'd have a decent shot at getting married. So anyway,
why would being 20 be a detriment to getting married?
Because she was being transported to a fantasy world, and in medieval fantasy type environments, where people could die at any moment, they don't waste a lot of time getting married. So being in your late 20s is considered over the hill in terms of marrying age. So. So she's and meanwhile 15 is considered being an adult, so...
Yowza.
So yeah, so she got turned back into her 15-year-old self.
Player 3 wins.
And, anyway, so she got turned back into her 15-year-old self, but because she's Japanese, she looks like she's 12 compared to all these people in this fantasy world that look like Europeans. So... So everybody thinks she's underage.
Oops.
So anyway, But
Full card.
but yeah, so before she had asked for the ability to make potions, she confirmed. She's like, hey, does magic exist in this world? The goddess is like, oh yeah, definitely. And the thing is, the magic that they have is nothing impressive. It's just stupid. So, like, she's like, somebody doing like a magic show on a magician who does magic shows on Earth would be more impressive than the magic they have in this world. But the goddess didn't tell her that. So when she starts whipping out these potions with all these miraculous effects, people are like, oh my gosh, she's an angel. You know? So,
3, 2.
but anyway,
1,
so
ball.
I've been reading these light novels. With this character who I find really interesting, and then I find out that it's the same person who wrote the "Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life?" So it's like, because he had done the web novel version of "I Shall Survive" with potions, or using potions, and then he had done the other thing, and then somebody had come back and said, "Hey, we want to do a light novel version of the potions story." So he's like, okay. Or he or she, I don't know. Anyway, they're using a non-gender specific surname. It's like Funa or something. Anyway, it's like a pen name. But anyway, so yeah, it's just kind of funny that, because sometimes I will like seek out works by an author I really like. Like I read Master Keaton because I read Naoki Urasawa's Monster and thought it was amazing. So I read Master Keaton because it was another work by the same author. I probably wouldn't have just picked it up on its own. But anyway. But in this case, I picked up I Shall Survive Using Potions because I thought it was interesting, and then later found out it was the same author. You know?
I see. I actually tried to do just that today.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a thrift store,
Mm-hmm.
and as I mentioned, I become a fan of Eric V. Lustbader, and I saw this pristine condition book with his name emblazoned on the spine, and the cover looks neat. And so I read the inside of the dust jacket, and it's a brief description, and it's like, okay, says something about Black Ops team. I'm like, ooh, a nice change of pace. All the books I have of his are about, Eastern stuff. And then it's like, then I read the words terrorist, Saudi oil, and I'm like, nope.
Wow.
Like, sorry, that does absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah.
And it sounded like it was an interesting thriller, but still, you got that setting, you got terrorism and all that, and I'm like, nope, just...
Too close to the real world for me. I'd probably put that down too.
Oh, no, it's, me, it was like, too much Call of Duty vibes.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
I heard too much of the whole terrorist threat level, whatever, red, blue, orange, green, purple, yellow polka dots in the early 2000s, and I'm just like, nope.
If I want to read that type of stuff, I'll probably go track down one of Tom Clancy's things, but like I said, I usually don't want to read that type of stuff, so.
Yeah.
Dominating.
Man, everybody's just throwing crap at me.
Yeah, speaking of Tom Clancy, I passed up a super cheap copy of The Division. Basically, the game's the gameplay is like Borderlands, but it's all super serious, and it's like set somewhere in the U.S. if I remember correctly. I'm like, If I'm gonna play me a looter shooter with online capabilities, I want one with sense of humor. I think next time I hang out in we hang out over there, and yeah, bring my PS4. Gonna show you the opening for Borderlands 2. It's hilarious. Plus, if you don't love Claptrap, something's gonna be wrong with you.
Sorry. Revenge is a dish best served with pinto beans and muffins.
I'm a firm believer that revenge is a dish best served by your deity of choice.
Well, but you know, he could include pinto beans and muffins with it. You don't know. Could you imagine a vengeful god striking down somebody with pinto beans and muffins? Oh, man. It was the craziest thing. They were just driving down the street, and then a truck full of pinto beans and muffins overturned and crushed the life out of them. It's funny.
Now, were the muffins pre-cooked, or are they still in the the canister, like, you know, buttermilk biscuits or something?
I don't know if they make muffins that way.
Oh.
Anyway.
You know what? Neither do I.
Player 3 wins.
GG Detainees! Ba-da-bum-bum.
Full card.
Oh, dang. Alright. But yeah, I got my second vaccine shot coming up. Looking forward to being fully vaccinated.
I read somewhere that it might be like a booster every year.
There's been talk
thanks to the variants.
Yes, there's been talk of a potential Delta variant booster, but they're all like a lot of people are thinking that like because they've been testing the current vaccines against the Delta variant, and the consensus is that at least one or two of them are still effective against the Delta variant, so they may not need a booster. Anyway.
Well, the fact that my mom doesn't have the vaccine is the number one thing that's keeping her from having to share a room at the nursing home.
Right.
So there's a silver lining to that.
Right. Well, and if your immune system is so crappy anyway right now, then I don't know if it would be worth giving it to her.
Right.
Because that's the whole thing, is that these vaccines are meant as immuno boosters, but if they are given to somebody who has a failing immune system, they can have the opposite effect. Yeah.
Right. Well, the thing is, she's not in the hospital because of a failing immune system.
Right, but
went.
Kidneys are part of that whole thing. Like she's having kidney problems, and kidneys are part of the system that helps process foreign bodies in your system. So, you know.
Right. Well, in recent days, I've found out that her kidneys seem to be bouncing back big time.
Good for her.
I don't have like raw details or creatinine level numbers or even EGFR to base that on, but basically it's as simple as I'm peeing a whole lot more often and I'm peeing a whole lot more, period.
Yeah.
And that's music to my ears.
Right. Yeah, that's what kidneys are supposed to do, is help eliminate waste. But like I said, because of that, they also help eliminate other things from the body. The system that eliminates waste also handles dealing with, like other things that the body considers waste, like foreign bodies and things like that. So.
Right. I thought the spleen and the liver did most of that, though, for some reason.
The liver deals with toxins for the most part.
Oh.
So, like, for example, the liver. That's why the liver is so heavily connected with alcohol abuse, because the liver, considers alcohol poison. So, when you ingest alcohol, most of it has to pass through the liver first. You don't actually start getting drunk off of alcohol until the liver basically gets to capacity, meaning that it's dealing with as much alcohol as it can possibly deal with at a time, and then the rest of it starts getting into your bloodstream because the liver can no longer handle it, and so it's getting through the cell linings in your stomach, going directly into the bloodstream instead of being taken to the liver and then getting into your brain. So
when someone says you can't hold your liquor, that's basically someone saying your liver is at capacity, and you don't have a very big capacity?
The thing is, as somebody drinks and parties constantly, the body does what it does and starts evolving, or adapting, not evolving, it starts adapting to that behavior. So if you're ingesting large quantities of alcohol all the time, eventually your liver, starts building up a higher resistance to it, or a greater ability to process it, meaning that it takes longer for you to get drunk. So when somebody says you can't hold your liquor, it means that your liver doesn't have any of that type of tolerance yet, and that you're basically just sitting there and getting drunk quickly because your liver gets to capacity much faster than a person who's been partying it up.
So now that brings into question: am I actually allergic, or did I just get really drunk really fast that one time and blacked out, found myself at home in a puddle of my own vomit, bloody vomit at that, and have no idea what the hell happened?
Right. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, because the liver starts out by basically stopping alcohol from affecting your body, a lot of the time people just sort of keep drinking, thinking, oh, I need to drink more in order to get drunk. But what it is even after your first drink, especially if it's a strong drink, the liver is working on processing all that alcohol, but the alcohol is going to keep inundating your system even just from that first drink. So what ends up happening is the reason a lot of people get sick or get drunk is because, again, they're not used to drinking, because there's some experience that comes with this of knowing when to stop, because what you end up because by the time you start feeling drunk, that means you should have stopped drinking like the last drink, because it's already in your stomach and it's going to keep going, that it's going to keep that alcohol is going to keep processing for the next few hours as you digest. So people that are chasing that buzz and want to get drunk quickly often overdrink because they don't feel enough of a buzz at first because the liver is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I only remember wanting to have one drink.
Yeah.
And I said I wanted it sweet and to go down smooth.
Uh-huh.
And that's all I remembered.
Right. So yeah.
So. And then I went to the hospital. They took my blood and they showed me the vial. After they finished taking, they said, "Dude, someone up there must really like you, because people's blood doesn't usually look this much like jelly unless they're dead or dying.
Yeah. So it's possible that you were dehydrated. But yeah, like. But yeah,
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
2, 1.
that's another thing
ball.
about alcohol is that it's a diuretic, meaning that a lot of people think that the whole thing with going to the bathroom frequently when you're drinking is just the body trying to get rid of the alcohol, but it's actually the alcohol forcing your body to shed moisture as well.
Right.
So hangover symptoms are actually dehydration symptoms. So you can actually mitigate the symptoms of a hangover by drinking lots of fluids, Gatorade, things like that.
Gotcha.
Because but the thing is, unfortunately, when they're drinking, a lot of people tend to mix their drinks with things like sodas, like Coca-Cola, Sprite, 7-Up, things of that nature, in order to make it go down more smoothly. But all those drinks that I just listed are also diuretics, meaning that they will also dry you out, even though they seem to slake your thirst. And bartenders kind of know this because people instinctively, when they're thirsty, want to drink more. So if they're getting dehydrated, people will ask for more booze a lot of the time, instead of getting what they really should be getting, which is some water or Gatorade or something like that. So yeah, it's just the way that alcohol interacts with the body is, the body basically treats alcohol like a poison, which it should.
It is.
It is.
Because it's basically the fecal and urine matter of microorganisms of fermentation.
Yeah, because
Been
basically
pre-digested by microbes.
Yeah, alcohol is created when these things eat sugar. So, So yeah, it's and the body does what it can to try and tell you that it's toxic. Like it usually doesn't taste good by itself. Because that's your body's way of saying, hey, this is bad, don't eat it. But, people have gotten really used to the amount of, the type of feeling that it gives them. So they'll go through all kinds of bad tasting stuff in order to get that feeling, So.
Well, that's the gist of it. People drink to chase that high or that buzz.
Yeah, I mean, and some of them are drinking in order to get blackout drunk so they can forget their problems for a minute. A lot of people that abuse alcohol are doing so because they have other underlying psychological issues like depression and things like that.
Oh, I can understand the wanting to be out of it for a while thing.
Yeah, like it's something. It's a form of escapism. Like I said, some people are just chasing that buzz, like the people who drink responsibly, are just chasing the buzz, and they're gonna get a few drinks and then just have a good time. They're not gonna overindulge and things like that. But the people that abuse it, a lot of them are the ones that have the underlying psychological problems, and they're going to do. You
guys are having a party.
Yeah.
So where's the kick button on your console?
God. Jeez. It's too funny.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hit pit stop real quick.
No problem.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. I don't have any emotes. I have like 2. Why do I know that as soon as we get to sudden death, I'm just gonna get body bagged? This thing's gonna go to sudden death in 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna get just destroyed.
So are they expecting to do like a 3-way sudden death?
We might have to do a 3-way sudden death and see what happens. Still got a minute to go. Somebody could pull something and try to kill somebody. Trying to sneak up on me. Trying to sneak up on me. Oh snap! He pulled something. He pulled something. He's trying to kill the Tatings. Tatings is at the lowest health. It makes sense. Oh, look out. Look out, Tatings. He's coming for you. Oh, snap. Oh. They're going for it. They're going for it. Trying to off each other before time runs out.
Better than pro wrestling.
They're trying to make it a one-on-one sudden death with me, the punching bag.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, snap! He did it! Oh, no! I got knocked out. Mr. True Gamer, GG! Oh, that was too funny. The Tatings got killed at the last second. Wait, how did we get... What? How did we get kicked out of the room? I don't understand this. Could not connect to... The fuck?
Oh,
Excuse you?
Are we looking at a new room?
We're looking at no room. I can't get on the internet. Account still logging out. Please try again momentarily. Really, bitch? It won't connect me to the damn internet. What the fuck? Swear to God.
Well, I'm the only one left.
What a massive pain in the pooper.
Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Tatey says, "You're a poopy head," and he used the wrong version of "your." I don't know who he's talking to.
Custom.
I wasn't the one that killed him. Alright, let's see here. Oh, what a pain in my butt. Okie doke. Okay. Okay, so it's 401483, I believe.
All right, let's scratch that down.
Go ahead and
401.
483, I believe, is the correct thingy. Yeah, from what I can tell. I don't know why they got to make the code so goddamn tiny. I mean, I guess it's my screen that's kind of tiny, but still, anyway.
Full car.
I mean, you know, people play this game on mobile, I'm just saying. Like,
God bless them who do.
alright. Alright. Big Titan's End.
Three, two, one, brawl.
Conceptually, this stage is a better idea than Big Thunder Guard. I still hate it. I hate the moving platform, and I hate the fact that it's a platform that you like can pass through. Like, either make it a platform or don't. I'm so sick of these some of these stages being so wishy-washy about platforms. Oh God. Oh snap. Well then. I'll just be over here. I'm opposed to violence. I'm just gonna stand over here. Oh God!
Break time's over.
No, it's not. I'm playing Peace Hollow over here. Oh God! Is that lag?
Dominating.
See? See? Not moving was the right thing to do. Because lag sucks. I swear. Oh, man. I'm gonna die.
Video games don't make people violent. Unless, of course, they're lost leader impulse items on Black Friday.
God, no! Dang it. Oh, that's too funny.
Oh, what do you think of the Switch OLED announcement?
I mean, it's a Nintendo Switch. Like, from what I gather, it's not all that different from the regular model. I don't know if that's the final form of the rumored Nintendo Switch Pro. You know, but you know, good for people who haven't got a Switch yet that have been waiting for something like this. You know. Like,
Well, I'm affectionately referring to it as the Switch I'm going to get eventually.
Right.
But, you know, unless things change rapidly, and they might, I will probably not be able to get... I may not be able to get a Switch at all until, well, almost until the Switch successor comes out.
Yeah, in other words, you might not
who
be
knows?
able to pick one up until closer to the end of its lifespan.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
But, again, you know, things can change rapidly.
Right.
And even then, I may end up... I may need a miracle to get one and pay actual retail price for it.
Yeah.
And to get the neon set,
Shit.
because the white controllers, white game hardware, I hate it. I hate it.
All
I
of
mean,
the neon and all of the white, I hate it. Sorry.
I mean, I tolerated the Wii because for the longest time that was the only color it had, and I stuck with it because of the way that Nintendo basically hard-locked any of your downloads to the system itself.
Right.
And they didn't do like a modernized account until the Switch came along. So I was more than happy to pay the extra 50 bones for the Wii U back then. Get that sucker in black.
Ah.
I mean, I would prefer like a platinum type of color like the GameCube had. The most non-limited, limited edition ever. But I can do with black. Because that way, if I felt really frivolous, I could get like a vinyl skin.
Oh, be careful. Be careful.
But yeah, I'm pretty jazzed about the OLED because it's pretty much... I mean, when you add that to the dock with the built-in Ethernet, it's pretty much what the Switch should have been.
Oh, you got him. You got him.
Because I've got a PS Vita OLED model, and it makes Dragon's Crown look that much more gorgeous.
Well,
Dominating.
I got eliminated. Man. Whoa! You better hurry, detainings. You got like a minute. If you can't take a stock within a minute, you lose. Or I guess it's 48 seconds now. Oh, snap!
Player 4 wins.
Wow, Mr. True Gamer.
Yumiko
Putting down
wins.
detainings again.
Mr. True Gamer wins.
Fatality. Oh, man. Oh, detainings ain't messing around anymore. He's got the board X out.
Full card.
Alright. What is it now? Big Twilight Grove. Fun! You know, as much fun as you can conceivably have when you're not in Sundrive City. But anyway.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Alright. Nope, nope.
I'm surprised it's just us tonight.
Yeah. I don't mind being part of the Just Us League. Yeah. Nope. Nope. No, I refuse. No, no fighting. I'm against violence. No. Stab. Snap, ow. Oofed. Oofed. Stab.
I heard that Epic was considering doubling the length of the play sessions in Fortnite, changing the name of the game to month.
Ah. God. Jeez. Can you stop trying to murder me? Ah. You act like that's the point of this game or something.
Dominating.
Ah. Most powerful game of Brawlhalla. Oh, stop! Why you gotta murder me like that? That's not cool.
Shut down.
I told her he wasn't playing around, Mr. True Gamer. He got that Mordex out. Look at him. I'll just be over here. I'll just be over here. You guys fight to the death for my amusement. Oofed. Oh. Oh, come on. We're down to 2 stock each. Come on. You know I'm going to be the easiest one to get out. Just kill the other guy. Go on. You can do it. Aww.
How busy are you on Wednesday?
This particular Wednesday is when I've got my appointment to get my second vaccine shot.
Ah,
Oof. Ooh. Alright, well. Don't let me get in the middle of it. Don't let me stop you. Oh snap. Well,
I'm probably gonna call it early tonight.
alright.
Still haven't set up my phone entirely, and I gotta figure out or change my Google password because I accidentally locked myself out. And the stupid thing keeps bugging me every couple of minutes to finish the setup process.
Oh god!
Dominating.
Ban Mr. Truth for the what? Ban him from the lobby for what? Are they sending you DMs telling you about how they're fucking your mom while you're not looking? What are they doing? What are they doing that's so bad?
Let me switch screens here.
Oof.
Oh, he's not doing anything in chat. He's
Yeah.
just winning with extreme prejudice, and it's
Right.
making detainings unhappy.
I guess. I don't know. No, God, please!
He's being violated, and he can't stand it.
Player 4 wins.
It's called violate me. Oh man. Oh, you can dish it out, but he can't take it, huh?
What it sounds like.
Oh, that's too funny. Oh, that is so funny. Oh, poor detainings. He's clapping your cheeks.
Full card.
You know I don't ban people for that. I mean, if I was gonna ban people for clapping cheeks, I'd be getting rid of you in a heartbeat.
Does clapping cheeks mean that someone's getting spanked?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
It can also have a sexual thing. He says, but I'm not trying. Oh, damn! The savage
Big troll.
Troll-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. That's amazing. Fucking your mom in all the wrong places. Fucking your mom. Sorry. That. That ought to learn you. Oh. God.
Dominating.
Wow. Detainees is out already? Some of those self-inflicted?
Possibly.
Man. This is what you get for leading a life where you go down the street and punch babies in the face. I'm just saying. It's karma. It's karma coming. It's karma coming back to get you. When you run down the street punching babies, you're destined to get punched while you're helpless to do anything about it too. Police get you in handcuffs and start punching you in the face. You just walk down the street punching babies all the time. Oh, I got one. I got one. Oh, snap. Take my victory and run. No! I was trying to take my victory and run! Damn it! I'm just trying to save the world from people who kick puppies, that's all. These ruthless little puppy kickers cannot be trusted. Oh my god, the wombo combo! I did not mean for that to happen, but it did, and it looked really cool. So, sorry, but also, woo! Oh man, I'm about to get killed. I'm about to just get killed now. What's happening? This
That can be a good sport.
This is me being murdered brutally by a baby kicking, puppy eating. I don't know. Oh no.
I heard about this semi-recent story where they were doing a spelling bee, and I don't know if it was the guy doing the officiating or just somebody like live streaming it. He was playing Another One Bites the Dust every time somebody lost on his live stream, and the people caught wind of it and they rose a big stink.
Oh jeez.
From what I gather, the competitors never heard or saw this at the time that it was going on, but frankly, if I was there, I would have laughed even if I got eliminated. Because, come on, you gotta have a sense of humor.
Nope, the level killed me. Good job, level.
Player 4 wins.
Mr. True Gamer wins!
Whoa.
Man. That is pretty rough right there.
Yay, Spectre Knight returns.
Here we go.
Aww.
Aww.
It's like he heard me.
Okay. You either die a hero or see yourself live long enough to become the villain.
3, 2, 1, go!
Those of us who have learned from history get to watch helplessly as it remixes and reprises itself without our slightest ability to influence it whatsoever.
so much. These edges are not anywhere near long enough on these. Oh God. So stupid.
Isn't this the big variant of this stage?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Actually dumb. Actual cancer.
I actually like this stage.
I mean, it's better than
Not
some,
just-
but you know, it's
Not just because of the pretty color scheme and the art.
right. Yeah. Like I said, it's better. It's better than some. I'll give you that. It's not like the worst stage in the game or anything. Big Thunder Guard. Anyway, but or any Thunder Guard really. Like all the Thunder Guards suck absolute ass, and you know, just consign them to oblivion. Just you know, either revamp it or get rid of it. It's not a good stage.
Dominating.
It's the absolute most pathetic level in this whole game.
My life was insignificant.
Damn. People get bopped out here.
Battle! 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 Battle!
Oh man.
Alrighty, I think that was it for me tonight.
Alright. Man. Oh hey! Nice. Alright. Titanies is down by a stock. What's gonna happen? Man, duct tape those cheeks together, maybe they won't clap so much. Damn.
I'll do one more. Get that extra gold.
Okay. Alright, cool.
I'm always sad when the event, when the bonus money events
Right?
go away.
Right?
But this time I was extra sad beforehand because they changed it back from the Ninja Turtles opening and loading screen to
Yeah.
Reno, the bug guy. I'm like, really?
Oh,
The
man.
Kung Fu Panda opening seemed to last forever
Uh-huh.
in retrospect.
Yeah, I liked the sound alike that they were doing for the original Ninja Turtles theme. That was lit. There we go. Nice and powerful. Spectre Knight is here. Oh, Sunrise City! Yay!
I'm in danger.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
I love memes. Dang. Oh God. that Detainees is getting a taste of his own medicine and doesn't understand why I think it's funny. Oh snap, wombo combo. Oh snap. This is just pure chaos and I love it. Damn. That was actually looked like really savage looking. What wasn't intentional at all, so I'm sorry. But, it sure as hell looks savage. Alright.
I was long gone.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy who's playing Spectre Knight accidentally golf swinged him.
Or
Yeah, I grabbed the axe and I was just like, shing! And like the first shot just connected, sent him flying out of the match. Like I said, didn't mean to hit him like that, but it looked so cool.
but he's so cool.
So dumb, but he's so cool. But he's so dumb.
I'll just leave you here to have your little moment.
Right. Well, dumber than advertised. Oh shit!
Have you
Damn,
been
the
Have you been
double.
watching the Cell in Hell series?
I've watched a few of them, yeah. Yeah, I think it's an interesting concept. Like, I saw the first one. I can't remember if I've seen the second one or not. But yeah, I did see the first one. Yeah. Like, the thing is, if they're just gonna keep doing that, then I wonder if doing Dragon Ball Z Abridged is just too much work. Like, if doing the 3D animation is just the CG animation is just easier for them. I don't know.
I remember vividly what they said in their apology / goodbye video. They said that it was literally just creative burnout,
Yeah.
and they didn't want it to end up like that last season of Scrubs, which turns out it was supposed to be a spin-off, but they tried to market it as a 9th season,
Yeah.
fooling nobody. And it was less of a jump the shark and more of just a massive dive in quality.
Right.
So they just decided, we're just going to keep it as the masterpiece ending that it is right now. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love it if, say, in another year, they get their creative spark back and suddenly,
Yeah.
season 4 of DBZ Abridged happens.
I don't think many people would gripe and complain if they decided one day to just go ahead and do it. But if they don't, that's cool too. Like it's just.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it's just, if you were that burnt out on Dragon Ball Z, then why are you making these shorts? That's kind of my thought. It's like, if you're that burnt out on creating content with Dragon Ball Z characters, like, is it just easier to work with when you have the access to the CG because you can make the characters do anything you want? And you don't have to, splice and edit stuff, like,
right.
or is it,
I would think that this gives them a little more freedom.
I mean, you would think it would just give them a little more creative freedom to work with, but it's,
Yeah,
something.
and
Where,
I doubt that it's all the same people.
yeah, I don't know, because I know that they've got somebody helping them with the animations. I'm pretty sure that's like not all the same people that they started with, doing these,
Yeah.
but like voice acting, they've got a lot of the same people. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I gotta call it a night.
Okay.
If you feel up to having some company Wednesday night after your shot, give me a buzz.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be kind of brief, but
Right.
Wednesday night, Wednesday afternoon, I will
Right.
probably be open.
Yeah, because it's just one of those things where the second shot is supposed to be the one that gives you the flu-like symptoms and whatnot. So, I'll
and
be
I'm
on
sure-
guard against that. But we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Oh, do you still have the roommate?
He
oh.
gone. He
Oh, cool.
gone.
So you went back home?
He moved in with his parents. His parents were living in Florida. They moved to a small town here in Oklahoma, and he moved over to be with them. So
Well, I'm glad things worked out.
yeah,
Alrighty, take it easy, man.
no problem.
Full car.
Awesome. All right. Here we go. Got a new demographic here. Got a new field here. Grumpy Temple. All right. Temple where they worship Grumpy Cat. That escalated quickly.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
All right. This temple's so grumpy. It's so angry. Night Siege. I hate this place. I don't hate it as much as some of the other places. But if it's not Sundrive City, I pretty much hate it this game. It's like after playing in Sundrive City, like I just can't stand most of the other shit. I'm constantly looking forward to them possibly making new stages that don't suck, other than Sundrive City. But sometimes you just gotta wait. Ugh. Damn. Oh, fuck. Don't tase me, bro.
Dominating. Double knockout.
I got tased.
Shut down.
Alright. My God.
Dominating.
Snap. Damn. Blocked my final attack. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. No means no, I do not wish to be penetrated. Snap. Damn. Jesus.
Spring forth, burly protector, and save me!
Oh man. You guys gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Who's gonna get it? He got it.
Berserk.
Oh snap. It's purple hammer time. Look at this.
Shut down.
Oh man. Oh, look at that. That's powerful 1v1.
This is to go even further beyond.
Oh, look out, detainings.
Revenge is a dish best served with pinto beans and muffins.
What just happened? Oh no! Oh my god.
Custom.
This is so lame. Man. Alright. Mr. True Gamer. I didn't get to see who won. It looked like Detainings won from that
Orion.
from what it showed on my end, but I think that might have been the lag talking. Looks like Mr. True Gamer took that win and ran off. Do I have a time that I get on? Not really. I've been trying to stream on Sundays. So if I do stream Brawlhalla, it's gonna be on Sunday. I don't have a specific time for it. I've been reading a lot on Sundays. So basically, I just like read a couple light novels, and then when I finished the second one, I was like, okay, time to get on here and do some nice, powerful brawling. So. But yeah, how late I get on kind of varies by the day and what I'm playing. So. God. Thanks, appreciate it. But yeah, I only play Brawlhalla once a week. It's to keep me from getting burned out. Because getting thumped on by guys like Detainings day in and day out is not my idea of fun. I'm terrible at this game. I freely admit that. So it kind of irritates me when people like use me like a punching bag. Yeah. This is so sad. Look at how bullied I'm becoming here. Hey, nice and powerful. That was not me, by the way. That was all the other guy. That was all the other Mordex's fault. So, you know, if you had a problem with that death, you should take it up with the other guy. Damn. What is this? What is this Mordex killing everybody crap going on here? You guys aren't interested in duking it out with each other, huh? Whoa, the lag! The lag was real. Could we not lag me out of existence, please? Yeah, I'll thank you not to promote other people's streams in my chat, thanks. That's incredibly rude.
Custom.
Anyway. I'm not the type of person who's gonna go to somebody else's stream and be able to beat them when they're undefeated. Like, either. Anyway, I'm a filthy casual. I play once a week for fun. Nah, I'm actually about to just end this stream. I keep getting lagged out. It's really starting to annoy the hell out of me. Plus, I was getting picked on in that last fight, so I don't feel like staying. Anyway, we'll do this again next week, unless I find something better to do. Anyway, look forward to that. Thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. And as always, I hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye.